As someone who writes and draws their own comic and graphic novel, I'm oftentimes switching between writing and drawing. And I can tell when I haven't been drawing enough. When I switch back to drawing, I get pretty rusty, and stuff doesn't flow. I'm out of the practice. So I'm gonna do. I'm planning to sketch a lot more and sort of daily have be making something visual, even though I'm well, especially because I'm writing. So when I'm writing, I'm sort of dealing with words and ideas and concepts that I'm trying to work into dialogue. And so for me, it's a very different way of thinking. So these sketches I want to do, sort of daily, or at least more often, keeping up with my drawing. And so let me talk about what's happening here. I just drew some sketches on marker paper and scanned it in, and then I dropped those scans into Photoshop, and I'm starting to block out the tones. I get a lot of comments and good comments, good positive comments about my color. And I'm always thankful for that. I have tried to make my comics and illustrations very colorful, but color is a crutch, in my opinion. The real thing, if you're starting out thinking about color, is to, I would say, pause on color and go to values. Start dealing with grays and blacks, and whites, the white of the paper. I think that's going to service you and put you at a very advantageous position when you're going into starting to work with color. So I think this is a really foundational skill that you need to learn before thinking about color. So I actually just read today. I'm a Patreon. I'm a patron of James Noel, a really fantastic illustrator and animator, and he's mentioned today on one of his posts that art is or design is subtractive. I think is how he labeled it. But I really get that, and I think it's really true. And one of his points, if I'm quoting him right, is that the more you subtract from something, the more you see what's essential. And so I think these illustrations are showing that, or at least helping me figure out what is essential to my illustrations, because I'm not using a lot of things. I'm using line and three values, or three colors, I suppose: gray, white, and black, and figuring out what is successful with that. And I think the results of these are very charming, and they're very lively. They have a lot of life, in my opinion. And my finished comics currently, they're a lot more nailed down. They're a lot more defined by color, and not as much activity in the shading and in the lines. And I have my reasons for that, but I really appreciate this type of sketching, and I think that this is a foundation, and this is practice that sort of effectively lets me figure out what is important when I'm drawing Joe, specifically this character from my graphic novel, Joe Death and the Graven Image. Sorry, my words are sticking today. I've either had too much coffee or too little. But I hope you've liked this small video. Usually my videos are like an hour plus, so I'm thankful I can do just a 5-minute video here. It took me probably about 10 minutes to do these sketches. It's important to keep your time low when you're doing sketches, I think. Don't turn it into an illustration. But thanks so much for watching this, and leave any comments that you want. Thanks.